Welcome to Spanish Verbs by Linguafyle. I'm Lamar Marshall, the creator of Linguafyle. I created Linguafyle because when I learned Spanish, before the times of apps like Duolingo, I noticed that I would learn faster when I studied verbs, action words, that would give me a chance to move around the language, and it would give me better context to nouns, which are person, places, and things. I noticed that many times in the beginning, when you're first starting to learn, you may not understand the whole sentence. But if you can understand the verb and the noun, you can kind of piece together, the meaning of the sentence. It's essential. Once you hear these action words, you basically know what the sentence is about. Also, this will allow you to ask for things. I have no idea why other language programs decide not to focus on this. And this applies to just about every language out there. I've studied a bunch of different ones, different languages. And really, whether you're going to study French, German, or whatever, first you got to learn like the sentence structure. But once you learn that, the verbs are the most important because a lot of adjectives you can create, the verb will be the stem. Well, especially in Romance languages like Spanish, French, Italian, and things like that. Right? I created this, like I said, because there was nothing out there like this, and I thought this was the best way. I've also heard other people say that this is the way that they found that's optimal to learn. I am also a coder or a programmer as well, right? And I'm marrying these two things together. And I've also heard from other people that when people that learned without apps, because, in the early 2000s, there was no apps and things like that, right? So people would have to either, go through audio programs or, figure out a way to learn. We can look at it like this. I'll tell you how I went about learning Spanish, right? No, I did use Pimsleur, which is a great audio program. However, it focuses you on learning certain phrases, and it may not be applicable. But if you learn enough verbs, it's going to be applicable to everything. One thing I would do is, study. Once you got to just understand how the sentence structure goes, and don't worry about if you're 100% correct in the beginning, right? It's to be understood. You're gonna reach, and learning a language is not a place that you arrive at. It's a journey, right? Because these languages are living, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna learn new vocabulary all the time because that's the thing that changes. Nouns, person, places, or things. When you go to another area, another Latin American or, Spanish-speaking country or whatever, you're going to find that that's what's going to change the most because they're going to call things different. But the verbs do not change. In most cases, the verbs do not change, right? There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. Let me get back to that's how I learned. I started with Pimsleur, and then that's what I realized. I realized the phrases that they were teaching me were not going to be applicable to what I was trying to do, because I was doing it to do language exchanges. Now, that can get all into another thing, but you need to learn that vocabulary right there. So what I did was I would try to, even before I could speak good, I would try to do a language exchange. And the things that I wanted to say, I would write down, and I would learn those phrases. And then I came to a conclusion that learning the verbs was the most important thing, because then I could move around the language. You say, go there, or, or what did you do? That's the hacer verb. Learning verbs is the most essential, in my opinion, is the most essential thing you can do in this. And that's why I'm creating this audio program. There'll be an app that goes with this. And the app's not going to be out. I'm still working on that. But you can go over to linguafyle.com. And you'll find there'll be the transcript. I'll leave a link below. And also you can see all the other stuff that, we're working at over there. All right. So as always, thank you for your time and attention.